Our second selection sees 18th place Wolves playing host to 8th place Aston Villa. And Wolves lost again in their last match against Arsenal. Despite being given a glimmer of hope with Miles Lewis-Skelly's red card just before half-time, they couldn't make the breakthrough. And then in the 70th minute, João Gomez picked up a second yellow and was sent off for a 10 versus 10 for the final 20 minutes. From here, Arsenal did run the show, and they did get the breakthrough goal thanks to Calafiori in a 1-0 win. In terms of form, that does mean it's 4 straight losses for Wolves in the Premier League, and they're winless in their last 5 matches. They host an Aston Villa side who were held to a draw in their last game against West Ham. It was a game of 2 halves, really, in which Villa took the lead after just 8 minutes, thanks to Jacob Ramsey. But looking at the numbers, despite being the away side, it was West Ham who had the better second period. They got their equaliser through Emerson to level the scores 1-1, and 1-1 it would finish. In terms of form, despite the draw, Aston Villa are still unbeaten in their last 5 Premier League games. When we look at the head-to-head record, the last match between these sides was also a game of 2 halves. Wolves took the lead through Kuna in the first period, and they also saw nearly 60% of the ball, outshooting Villa by 10 shots to 2, with 4-0 in terms of shots on target. However, it was the Villains that dominated the second half. They took almost 70% of the ball, with 7 shots to Wolves' 0, and they scored 3 goals. The first was through Ollie Watkins in the 73rd minute, and then Konsa put the hosts ahead after the 88th minute, with Duran putting the icing on the cake in the 94th for a 3-1 scoreline. In terms of form, this does mean it's back-to-back wins for Aston Villa over Wolves, and they are unbeaten in the last 3 head-to-head encounters. My prediction for today's game is that based on the recent forms and the relative league positions, as well as the head-to-head record, everything is pointing towards Aston Villa in this one. However, with the 11th best away record in the league, I am cautious. Additionally, Aston Villa will have to play twice as many games as Wolves in a 10-day period with the Champions League matches against Monaco and Celtic. So they will come into this match as the more fatigued of the 2 sides. So whilst I still fancy them to pick up the win, I'm going to exercise a little bit of caution and lay Wolves here, which will give me the assurance of a draw as well. And I'm going to do that for a full stake here in bet number 2.